Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good midday. It doesn't make a difference. This is an online class. Today I'm going to be talking about what's expected on a graded online forum in the courses you are taking with me, Dr. George Mochocki. The graded forums replace lectures. But in a lecture you have to be at a certain time. But a graded forum, the way all my classes are set up, you have to log in 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Your first post has to be made by Tuesday midnight, no later. So you will respond to any questions I have. After you respond to my post, respond to 3 or 4 more other students with that first login. When I come in and check the forums within the week, I'll notice that you responded to my post and you responded to 3 or 4 students that will constitute one login. Now you could do that login on a Monday, not by Tuesday, so that gives you 48 hours to do your first post. More than enough time. This is similar to how you would be responding to customers. You can't push them all the way at the end and respond to them all one day and think that they're going to communicate with you. So that's your first login. And I will give you a point. Usually the forums run anywhere between 20 and 25 points. So for this one, your first post, and look, it's not just one sentence question. You respond at a college level, a business professional post utilizing some of the concepts vocabulary out of the book. You will utilize the person's first name. Hello, George, not hey or what. This is a business class. This is also a college level course, so you should be responding similar to how you would respond at a college level to your instructor, or similar how you would respond in a business setting. Remember, the platform is not a Twitter. It's not a social network where you're just shooting a few or sending a few tweets or one-line sentences. It's in full sentences and most likely a paragraph. Not 20 pages. You do 20 pages, you put it as an attachment. Forums are like you would we're talking now. They're conversational type of a speech. They're not they should be a little bit higher than your regular street talking, but you could have a few errors, a few grammar checks. Nothing. I don't want everything else in lower capitals. I don't want to see everything else in bold. I don't want to see any kind of what do you call it? It's a business communication, okay? So that takes care of the forums, what expects. So that's your first login. Then on Wednesday or Thursday, you could do your second login. You log in and see who people who responded to you and respond to other people, and then 3 or 4, and then you could go back, or you could do more than 3 and 4. Some people have, because you're building communication. People ask you questions, so you respond to my post. You're looking at other people's posts to say that makes sense or that doesn't make sense. Just like you'd be communicating in a business. You could have the best verbal communication, but if your written communication is weak, it's a reflection of you. So this is another way, and since we are in a virtual office, we're in a virtual classroom, and a lot of businesses operate in a face-to-face and also in a virtual reality, the more exposure you get, the positive exposure you get within your company, within your with your customers, the better you are. So now you have 2 logins, and then by that time you should have about like 8 or 9 posts. I'll log in and I'll upgrade the points again. So the first time you might have got like 5, 6 points, 7 points, depending on what you put in. The second time I'll log in, I'll give you like 12 or 13, and then you log in the last time is either on a Thursday or a Friday before midnight, and then you log in and you finish, and then I will read the posts Saturdays or Sundays, and I'll upgrade the grade, and I'll convert your points into a letter grade. So if you get, let's say, 22 points out of 25, that's about like a B, B plus, maybe A minus. Or if you get 15 points out of 25, that's a D minus. If you only respond one login, or you log in one day, like on Friday, and you do all like 20 posts, you're still only, that's one login, only one time. It's not a forum. You're just downloading and talking. A forum is you and me communicating. How do you build a relationship with a person? You don't build them by just pushing everything down on them. You build a relationship by talking. So remember, the forums are utilized in the classroom. If you are required in any graded forums to read everyone else's posts, you don't have to respond to everyone's posts, but you should read them. It's real easy reading a paragraph or two paragraphs in there, and then you say, "Oh, I never thought about this," or "This makes sense," or "Yeah, that's a little questionable," or "Did you think about this?" or "I've done something similar," and you're building like a network, just like at work. You're on a team. You may not respond to everything, but you have to be, as a manager or a team member, you have to be involved and you're listening to everything. Just like you're doing a Twitter and a Facebook. You're reading other people's posts. You may not respond to everything, but at least you have a general idea what's going on. So that's what's a graded forum. Now, I am looking at so there's 3 logins, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you could do it other days, but your first post has to be by Tuesdays, and your last post is Friday by midnight. I do open up and leave because I know sometimes at work something happens. You can't make them all. A Saturday till noon. I don't want to see always all your posts Saturday to noon, because what will happen if you don't do your first post, I'll start marking off by 3 points, and you'll never, no matter how many posts you get, because you missed the customer's deadline. The whole thing with customer service in a business, in an environment, is when your boss sends you something, he doesn't wait till 5 days to get a response from you. Customers don't want to wait 5 days to go someplace else. So this will help you with your time management. That's why I do the 3 days. Some people say, can I do them like on, let's see, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? No, because then you don't have a forum. Most people end up doing them all at the end. This way I want you to start managing. You've got 24 hours, 48 hours. Sometimes you'll see my replies. I don't reply to everyone. I'll do them early in the morning. Sometimes I do them at nighttime. Sometimes I do the grading in the afternoon. At the beginning now, I'm always asking, I'll try to respond to you. Sometimes I respond to you in an open forum. Sometimes it's something questionable, I respond to you in the comments on your grade. When I look at that, sometimes after a while, I'm just watching, I'm monitoring, I want to see how you respond and communicate, because that's part of your grade, of your forum grade. So I'm not only looking at how many posts you did, I'm looking at the quantity of posts and the substance that you did in a post. Try to always use the same kind of font, full sentences, and you should do well. Not pages, maybe a paragraph or 2 paragraphs to max, because it's like it's a short message. If you have a lot of information, do several posts. When you have it, if you make another thing in the forums, you could always delete the first poll, any post you make, as long as no one replied to them. So if you made a post, "Oh man, I made a mistake, I wish you had," you could still delete it. Once somebody replies to that post, it's open thing. That means if the customer saw it, you already said it, you have to live with what you wrote, okay? So we have the forums, you did the 3 logins, you'll get points, your grades will go all the way up within the week, and then by Saturday, Sunday, we should be all done. I'll be monitoring. Always help other people, use the person's first names, be polite. If I see that someone is being sexist, or someone that is doing just using a vulgar language, I will delete your post and I will take you off out of this class, and you shouldn't really be doing that. Remember, this is professional. You're not going to agree with everything that your team members are going to do, but you have to let the person talk. Your job as a part of the team and part of the forums is to look and try to convince the individual, or look at their perspective point of view and bring your perspective point of view and see if you could find a common ground. That's what business is about, the common ground. So the forums are interesting. They replace the lectures, and they're easy points the way I look at it. A lot of times you do some assessments, you go into forums, and once you start talking, you'll be surprised. It improves on your writing skills, it improves on your communication skills, and you're building a network of people. You're helping them with different sites, you're helping them with some information. Same thing that you would be doing in the business thing when you're sending emails back and forth, and your boss is always on there. He or she may not be responding, but they're also looking, so, man, that person, George, you really got some good ideas. I never even thought about that. So remember, the forums are good, easy points. It lets me know that you're alive. It lets me see where you're coming from. It lets other people see where you're coming, some ideas, and you have to do it in a timely manner. It improves your time management skills. So remember, some people say, I'm going on vacation, I can't do it. The internet is worldwide. All you need is, or if your computer is down, go to the library, borrow somebody else, and a lot of smartphones, you could do some of at least the posts, so you should do pretty well. These are easy points. These are points that we could communicate. that you could improve on your written skills and also communicate to other classmates. And you'd be surprised the friendship and everything else. So remember, 3 logins: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Your first login and your first post of 3 or 4 more. Ask you by Tuesday midnight. Otherwise, points are taken off. So you always have a major form, and once in a while I have a minor form. And a minor form is like a water cooler. Hey, Dr. M, how you doing? I have no questions, or I think this class is great, or could we do this? In the water cooler there, you only need one post. You could just say, I have no questions, and you'll get your 5 points or 3 points, whatever it is. Those are easy points. Those are points to help you, so I could get a pulse. Just like if I'd be in the office, I'd walk by and say, hey, Sally, hey, Patricia, or hi, Gary, what's going on? Any comments? Or you could come into my office. So I'll do that periodically, and those are called minor ones. And all you have to do is respond. If you have no questions, just respond. You're still responsible for looking at what the other people said. If you could answer their questions, be free to answer them, just like you would at work. That's how you become to be known not as a complainer, but as a problem solver. You have a problem, you have an issue, and look, I have a way, or I could help you out. Once people look at this problem solver, that's an asset. Remember, we're part of the powers that we had before. You have reverent power, you have respect power, and now you're a problem solver. That's what you want to be noted at. And problem solvers are people to be placed on management teams. People are placed and moving up into leadership position. Okay, so that's our graded forms. And remember, once I respond to a question within the form, because I have your name, I could track that down, I will not respond. If you ask me the same question and I just responded to the student, I'll say, I just responded to it, read it in the form. Okay, so those are easy points, so we should do pretty well. And my name is Dr. George Mochocki. These are graded forums. They replace the lecturers within the classroom, but you still have the same learning. There's a lot of times the subject matter to content that we talk about. Sometimes you're researching other things, and you're bringing that information and you're sharing with your classmates within this virtual network. And remember, I grade your forum points within the week. You'll start off with 5, or by Tuesday I'll give you a 0 right off the bat and say, hey, it's already Tuesday, Wednesday, this is Wednesday, you haven't posted anything else, you've already lost 3 points, you'll never get the max, let's go forward. So make sure you at least every week get me about like 9 to 12 posts, and you should get the full points, which is an easy A for the week within the forums. Okay, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and you're on one of my online classes, either in marketing, management, finance, international business, intro to business, any class that I take, that I teach face to face, or that I teach online, you will be communicating and you will be doing graded forums. So I'll see you in the forum very shortly. Have a nice day. Bye.